One of the danger spots in any college football season. Ranked team against unranked opponent. And we'll see if the upset can shake up the rankings in this one. Glad to have you with us from Springfield, Missouri. Plaster Stadium, home to the Missouri State Bears. As we'll see a squad from the Big 12, the Houston Cougars, taking on the 22nd ranked team in the land, the Missouri State Bears. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, can't wait to get this one started. The Cougars about to kick it away and get this season started. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. He only needs a sliver of daylight. He's run out of bounds at the 41, and he was so close to breaking that return. The Bears offense will have the football first. And there has been a lot of talk about this guy. Jesse, they say the farther away you line up from the football, the easier it is to play early. When you're as good as this dude, you're going to play no matter what.
Well, this offense knew he was good coming out of high school, but talking to their quarterback and their coaching staff before the game, David, they didn't know he was this good. He's made catches in practice. He's done things in scrimmage that is completely wowing everybody. Now the question, can he do it when the lights are on and everybody's watching?
And I think receiver is the best spot to transfer being a freshman. Like, it's not the biggest adjustment. These guys aren't so much bigger that you're going against. It's speed. He has the speed. He has the hype. I'm excited to watch this debut.
And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. The Bears are at the line trying to move the sticks on 3rd and short. Motion from the wideout. Touch pass on the run. That'll be enough for the first down, and they'll mark it at the 48. And the Bears want to crank the tempo. Back to pass, it's Page. Unloads to the wideout. Complete to the right. Brought down at the 20-yard line after ripping off the big play. David, you're the analyst. I'll defer to you, but it was as if he saw cover 1 and says, I'm attacking downfield.
I like that. You should always defer to me in all situations, but exactly right. See the safety. Now I know the outside third of the field is mine. It's a one-on-one matchup with the corner. I like my guy. He likes him for a reason because he just made a big play for him.
All right, guys, let's talk just a little about Missouri State. The portal can work wonders if you have specific holes to fill. Breathe a little new life and energy into the program. David, these guys went in there, got a nice little haul that really could set them up for success this season.
They did, and they didn't go bonkers and go crazy, Jesse. I like how they just saw a couple guys that they thought fit their system, fit their culture, and now they're bringing them in so they can rise the tide of this team.
Yeah, this feels like a curated roster, right? They only had a few holes that they had to fill up, but they went out, they put their effort into finding the right...
Touchdown, Missouri State! Made the grab in the end zone for the score. They strike first, and that opening drive of the season could not have gone better. And with the extra point, they get the first 7 of the game.
And I absolutely love this play call. You still got a little bit of space while you're not too close to the goal line where you can run your big tight end right up the middle of the field, run the post route, throw it up to him, let him do the rest, and get the touchdown.
Not a whole lot of room to operate on that return as the coverage unit was there and ready. So Houston's offense will try to get something started with their first possession. And guys, defenses have been trying to figure out for years how to keep this guy from getting open, and they just can't seem to solve the riddle.
No, this guy has experience. He's been in the big moments, and it's so nice to have a guy that's been in your system, in your scheme. He knows the in and outs. You can move him all over the field. You can't place a premium high enough.
Turning it on! Really good job making a play, getting it out to the 24 and moving those chains.
Well, your opponent scored on their opening drive, so obviously no need to panic. But I know, having been in this situation as a quarterback, you want to answer right away. So really good to see him making some nice throws here on their opening drive. He's going to try and see if he can get this thing tied up.
Let's talk for a second about Houston. One of the big storylines coming into this year was the rising temperature of the coach's seat, and the process of cooling things off starts now.
All offseason, this coach has said the right things. I'm not worried about it. I'm not focused on it. I'm just worried about our team. But, David, let's be real. He's got to win games. There is an expectation at this program to win. And if he doesn't start fast this year, that hot seat's only going to get hot.
No, and then the chirping starts, and everybody's going to be talking about his job. The pressure builds, and then what happens? Sometimes you lose the locker room. So important to get off to a good start. Try to quiet some of those haters and some of those doubters.
A strike downfield. After the filthy move, he's got room. And they finally get him stopped, but it's a big throw and catch, and he's down at the 5. On 1st and goal, they have a chance to answer with a score of their own. Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. They'll run it on 1st and goal. And he never had a chance, just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
I love when defensive backs come up and they are physical and they stick their face in the fan and they aren't scared. Talking to the defensive coordinator coming into this game, he knew his DBs had to tackle well. They had to get these running backs on the ground. Great start on this first drive.
Houston wants to play fast. 3rd and goal, and they'll try to pass it in. Big fella moving. And they've got him down after the short completion, but they inch closer and closer to pay dirt.
And nice job by the defense staying glued to him. Getting him on the ground as soon as he catches the football. Knowing he's a threat, I'm not going to let this guy get out.
Catches it past the sticks and still on his feet. Touchdown, Cougar! Fired in from the red zone for the score.
One of the areas they really focused on with this receiver in the offseason was we need you to make more plays for us in the end zone. When we're taking shots, we need you to be able to step up and make tough catches. And David, what a grab right there.
And I think a lot of that has to do with trusting your guy, knowing where he's going to be, knowing when he's going to sit down, when he's not. So being on the same page, and then having a guy that can go get it. Just when the ball is near him, he's going to make the play, just like he did right there for 6 points.
Leaves it with the back. Nifty run there. Pickup of 6 out to the 25. The Bears can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Quarterback may change this route. To throw, it's Page. Bringing the heat. And the heat gets there. And they get him down at the 14-yard line. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. Sends it back in motion. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. Complete to the left. And they are pushing the ball down the field. A big pickup on that one, and the tackle is finally made. And the Bears will have it 1st and 10. They'll go to the ground. And he's able to bounce off one tackle for a solid pickup. The Bears with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving.
The offense has a little bit of success on the ground, and they're up. Look at them. They're ready to go again. Back on the line of scrimmage, ready to run another play.
Big pickup on the ground here to keep this drive moving and give them a 1st down.
When the running back gets going and gets ahead of steam like that, so hard to get to the ground. That's why you blitz. That's why you bring pressure. That's why you bring more guys in the box so you can get him before he gets going. But once he got going, you could tell it was hard to get a hand on him, hard to get him to the ground.
He goes out of bounds right at the 10-yard line, and the offense can smell the touchdown from here. We're through one, and what a back-and-forth battle between these two quarterbacks as we look at the stats. So they'll go back to work after changing into the field. Looking to throw on 1st down. Moving away from pressure. And they're able to keep him from scoring as he's guided out of bounds at the 5.
Man, this defense has their hands full today because not only do they have to worry about the running backs and not only do they have to worry about the passing game, they've got to worry about this quarterback running the football because of plays like that. Not a huge explosive play, but he showed you the athleticism. He showed you he has the...
Touchdown Bears! Great job by the back on the option. Well, they started with horrible field position, but ended with perfect field position in the middle of the end zone.
It all comes down to execution, Reese. You've got to have guys going out and doing their jobs. You saw the offensive line up front. They were physical. Skill players made it happen with the ball in their hands, and the quarterback really showed command on that last drive.
The Houston offense ready to go back to work. They find themselves trailing by a touchdown and a chance on this drive to even the score. Pulls it, fired complete. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. Back to pass. Gonna let it fly. Intercepted. They were back in their own end and they stopped the drive. Picked up a few extra on that return, but what a play by this defense to get the football. They've got the big fellas out there, a 3 tight end look on 1st and 10. Dropping back, it's Page. Grab near the marker, it's Fox. Hits the afterburners. And I wasn't sure they were going to be able to catch him. They finally did, but they gave up a huge play. The feel of this whole drive changed on that last big play. They've got it 1st and 10 outside the 30. On the option. Quick toss. They'll finally make the tackle, but that option was executed to perfection.
Well, this is an offense that has a lot of speed, and they have different guys they would love to get the football to in space, and they can find a lot of different ways to do that. I love the idea of going...
There he goes. They stop him just a link or two short of the first, and man, what they can do on 2nd down here. On the ground, it's Cooks. And he'll finish the run in the end zone. Touchdown, Missouri State.
And this offense is firing on all cylinders right now. Starting the year, game 1, and creating a little bit of a pad and separation at the end of this first half. But you can see why so many people are really excited about this offense this season.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the Houston offense once again. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game. So, Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
Into a mass of giant bodies. We'll call it a 1-yard gain to the 24. They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Looking to the big tight end. Incomplete. Man, is he lucky to get that one back. Defense that close to an interception. Houston will be forced to punt. This will be their first punt of the afternoon. He's got it. Slips through the line. That nifty return sets up the offense and negates some of the yardage on the punt. So here comes the Missouri State offense. They reeled off a long touchdown drive the last time. They had a much better field position this time around. Here's the handoff. And a decent gain there before the defense makes the stop.
And those body blows really, really matter. Like, I want to be able to hand the ball off to my running back 10, 15 times a game. Make the defense tackle them, wear them out. Sometimes these 3 to 4 yard runs, later in football games, they turn into 5 to 15 to 20-yard gains just because of the body blow effect.
Here's the pressure. Quarterback feeling that pressure, and he's knocked down at the 42.
This defense needed something to happen to create some momentum back to their side. They've built a deficit. QB's been very comfortable making plays. Exactly what you needed. Put some doubt in his head. Get to him. Hit him. Get physical. They get the sack on this play, and that's just what they needed.
Steps out at the 34-yard line. Big pickup on that one in this offense within striking distance. This dude is just exceptional in every facet. So fluid, such a great route runner, and a big play there.
And money down, third down, find him. I mean, you want to find that matchup because he's going to win. And gets a good release, gets down the field. You see that's your playmaker, that's your guy. Get it to him, get the first down.
And the Bears can really attack on this second and short. Send the tight end in motion. On the ground, it's Cooks. Oh, he's got some space. Headed to the end zone. And he runs it in for a score. Touchdown, Bears.
Man, we know football gets harder when you start to get in the red zone and the field shrinks. Who needs that? Break the long touchdown run. Nice job by the back. Seeing the hole, exploding through, getting a long touchdown run.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. Off play action on first down. Working the middle. And he got enough for the first down, but somebody put the hit stick upside his head. And the Cougars are in the hurry-up.
And there's finally a bright spot for this offense in the passing game, completing that on third down. I know we're in the second quarter. They're trailing by a lot, but maybe they can build on that, drive the field, score some points before going in here at halftime, and get a little juju going.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. Throws to the wideout. And that pass will be jarred loose on second down. That brings up third down. Boy, guys, they got off to a great start with that big first play on this drive. But now a couple of incompletions leaves them in a hole. Wants to throw it. And here's a fumble way behind the line. Defense swarming on that loose ball. It'll be a turnover.
Those are hard for offensive linemen when they get beat. You're going, no, look out for your blind side, watch out. But that great job rushing the quarterback, getting him on the ground and getting the football out. A little extra bonus. Nice job by the defense getting nasty.
Plenty of time left in the half here as they take over, but they will want to be efficient here in the final 2 minutes. Under fire. Using the back as a receiver on the screen. Brought down at the 21-yard line, a 15-yard pickup, and they are in prime position to get points now. He'll pull it on the read. Across, headed to the end zone. He almost punched it in for 6. They'll get him down at the 1-yard line. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. This offense is about to face the one thing that can stop it. Touchdown, Missouri State! And they take it in for 6 more points.
And how about this offense? Man, they must have used fall camp perfectly. Coming out firing on all cylinders, smooth, in a rhythm. Great start to the year by this offense.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Houston offense comes onto the field. They find themselves in a pretty deep hole here, but maybe a chance to grab a little momentum and regroup at halftime.
Yeah, a big chance. Like this is an opportunity. This is the biggest opportunity in front of them in the game right now. You got to get some points on the board. You got to create something positive, Jesse. There hasn't been a whole lot to be positive about in the front.
Breaks into the open. He's at the 20. Waltzes into the end zone, but he might be dancing the other way. There's a flag on the field. Maybe a momentary scare for that offense when they saw the flag. It's on, the defense declined, and the touchdown stands. And the extra point is good. They still trail 35-14. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Boys, if it's happening in college football, we've got eyes on it. Check this out. Jacksonville State sure is making it look easy today. What a spectacular performance on the offensive side of the ball. They're up 14 over the Goobers. For now, it's back to you fellas, but of course, if anything changes, you'll see it right here.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. First play of the drive comes from the 38. On the move, it's Avant. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, the handoff to the back. Still on his feet at the 45. That is exactly what you want to do with the football. He's got it all the way down to the 15-yard line. He now has 63 yards rushing already here in the first half. It's a season opener, but he's in midseason form. The Bears, after exploding for that huge run, back to work. They're going to go right back to him on first down. This time he doesn't get loose, and finally the defense gets him bottled up behind the line. It's complete on the right side. Got some room, headed to the goal line. Touchdown Bears! And they add 6 more to the board for that trip to the house.
And this is blowout city. This offense has been up and down the field. We've seen explosive plays. They score again here right before halftime. I don't know, guys. I mean, can we do running clock in the second half?
Kickoff unit getting some extra work as this lead has really grown. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Houston sending the offense back onto the field. They torched this defense with an explosive passing play for a score last time out. Let's see if they go right back at him. Wants to go up top on first down. Fires to the wideout. Picked off, and they ruin an early drive with the turnover. Down at the 16-yard line, and they're threatening to score in the waning moments of the half.
And I like the aggressiveness. I understand you're down, right before the half. You want to go get some points, but you can't turn the football over here. Now you've set the other team up in a position to maybe get more points as the first half's winding down.
Looking for a man. It's Page. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Missouri State. And they take it in for 6 more points.
Man, what great offensive execution. You talk about addressing a 2-minute situation and using almost all of the clock, adding to your lead and creating more momentum going into the half. Great execution by this offense.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Offense has enough time to get off a play before we head to the half. They'll leave it with him. Shut down in the backfield again, and that might do it here in the half. And what a way for this defense to wind up the quarter. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin and our halftime update.
Fellas, many thanks. Happy to provide a break in the action to kind of pour over exactly what has transpired so far.
And the Bears will kick it off to start the second half. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Houston offense ready to go back to work. Nothing went right in that first half, and the first order of business here. Try not to be embarrassed any further.
But the comeback is possible. Remember 2006, Michigan State down 35 to Northwestern at halftime? They somehow came back and won the game. But it all starts on one play, and that has to happen here on this first drive for the offense.
Yeah, the first possession, because your possessions, you're only going to get so many possessions, and you've got to score on every single one of them. Offense, defense, special teams have to play out of their mind, but they have to believe.
He's going to lose a yard on that one.
And after your defense just went out there and gave up a touchdown and let them build the lead more, you really need to come out with this drive and answer. And the running game is not it. They were ready for that.
And the quarterback caught up to and sacked at the 12. Houston sends the punt team onto the field. 3 and out and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. Corrals it at the 45. And the coverage team able to make the tackle. So here comes the Bear offense. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been great execution. They've done exactly what they've wanted.
Looking deep down the right side. And they dialed up a shot play, but they couldn't make the connection.
And finally, this quarterback looks human for one play. He has been lights out up to this point. Very accurate, making good decisions in a beautiful rhythm, and finally throws his first incompletion of the game.
So an example of a tight end doing a little unheralded work to set up a much better third down situation.
And I like the QB here, Reese. I like the decision where I understand, let's get this football out, let's get some positive yards, and then get to third down, and we can still have a better situation now because we got rid of the football and took the yards that were there.
Fires to the big fella. Across the 25, he's got room. And he is marked out of bounds after another big gain. This aerial attack has had no problem moving the ball with chunk plays. Off the RPO, complete. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Pulls and fires it complete to the right. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
I like the decision by the quarterback here. Just get the ball out of your hands, get it to your playmaker. A lot of times he'll dance and make even bigger plays than he did here, but it was still a positive game.
Wants to throw again. He's got it on the move. And he motors into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears!
And everybody's getting in on the fun now for this offense. From the opening whistle, they have been up and down the field. Starters are scoring. You've got backups in the game now. And I love the play calling. These guys came to your school to play in this offense to score touchdowns, so let them go do it. Make this defense prove they can stop it.
Here comes the Houston offense once again. They didn't get much done the last time they had it, and to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive. They'll start this drive going to the air. Quickly out to the tight end. Found a little bit of room there to get it up to the 30 before going out of bounds. After that last completion, it's second down. Wants to go up top. Pocket breaking down. And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19.
And just nowhere to go with the football for that quarterback. The defense in a nickel, they had extra DBs on the field, doing a nice job in the back end covering, and just no receivers able to get open.
Trying to escape and get it himself. Got room at the 35. Gets it to the 46-yard line. First down for this offense. The Cougars come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Looking to throw on first down. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage. The Cougars with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Back in motion, try to clear the picture. To the air on second down. It's caught downfield. They finally get to him, but what a play there to pick up the first down. Houston is moving it quickly down the field. Leaves it with the back. Fighting off the defender. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
Man, the momentum is squarely on their side right now. It's starting to feel like they're running away with this one. They scored a touchdown their last time out. Now on this drive here in the third quarter, the defense makes a massive play against the run, creating a negative play. They've got the opponent going backwards.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. But how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
And they'll have to settle for a field goal try. And very important not only to generate power, but to find his mark. A 49-yard try from the left. Splits the uprights. It's good. I wouldn't say they cut into the deficit. They sort of microscopically edged off the deficit. Still a mountain to climb. He'll bring it out from inside his own 10. He's out of bounds at the 28-yard line, and that's where this offense will take over. They'll be able to get off one more play before quarter's end. The give to the back. And he was able to pick up a few yards on the ground, and the clock has run out here in the third. We've come to the end of the period. It's Missouri State holding the lead. And it hasn't been much of a contest as we take a look at the overwhelming game stats through 3. The pull and throw off the RPO. Didn't pick up a lot there, moved it forward just a few. Now this offense facing a 3rd and long from their own 30. Looking to throw, its Page. Buys a little extra time. Quickly to make it to the first down marker. He's a yard short.
Nice execution by this defense. One of the strengths of this offense is 3rd down. They're really good at it. They were ready. Nice job getting the guy on the ground, forcing the 4th down.
Goes to the option. He'll pitch it. Turning it on. Made a defender miss. A tremendous run. He was full bore after taking that pitch. Just sweet execution.
This quarterback is making outstanding decisions so far in this game, and you've already seen it throwing the football. The guy already has over 200 yards passing, but he's doing it in the running game as well. Really good decision that time. Seeing nobody accounting for the pitch guy, you flip it out, you pick up a nice play offensively. Really good football IQ from the quarterback position.
Nice job by the defense. You got to dial into your keys. You got to make sure you're reading those guys up front. They did a good job. They saw it. They pulled the trigger. They knew the quarterback had it. They weren't fooled. Strung it out. Did a nice job of limiting the damage with that QB run.
Off the play fake. Here he goes breaking the pocket. Lets it fly. And the pass is incomplete thanks to a big hit.
Yeah, and you just wonder if the defense now has taken out some frustration. Obviously, they've been getting lit up all over the place. And that time, they finally gave it back to the offense there. Really nice, big, clean hit. This defense needs a little bit more of that as the game goes on.
3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Got his man on the right. That'll be enough for the first down as they mark it down at the 31-yard line. These two guys, just on the same wavelength, they make clutch connections all the time.
And that's practice, man. That's all summer. That's all spring. Just so many hundreds and thousands of balls where you know exactly when that guy's going to break. You know he's a stud. You're going to feed him, especially on these 3rd down situations.
Wants to adjust the pattern. From the red zone, looking for a receiver. Got it behind the line. It's Silva. And he's brought down, but a flag is also down. We'll repeat the previous down, but this time the offense has 10 more yards it has to cover. Well, that's going to make it a little tougher. It's 1st and 20. Quarterback on the keeper. Pulled down after a nice run, and they're in the red zone at the 19. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. So now it's 2nd and long. Looking to throw, it's Page. He wants it all. Touchdown, Missouri State. Snagged in the end zone to give them 6.
Well, I think this home environment was just too much for their opponents to handle. There's been unbelievable noise and energy. The crowd showed up today, but how about the playmaking on the field? These guys have got dudes all over the field, and this kind of win week 1 sends a statement and reverberates all across college football.
And he's coming out of the end zone. That's the kind of mistake that throws off your game plan. Come out of the end zone and you're stopped at the 8. The Houston offense comes onto the field. Guys, that last trip a little disappointing having to take the 3.
Yeah, and I think, Jesse, you see so many offenses talk about getting yards and the tempo and all the stuff they do.
Intercepted, and the defense has set him up.
And how about that? That's the first INT for this guy. Like, he's gone all throughout this year, taking care of the football, making plays, really building trust with his offensive coordinator. First mistake. Hey, listen, put it behind you. You've had a great season so far, young man.
Leaves it with the running back. There he goes. He's up to 107 yards on the ground, and that will put him over 100, and what a way to start the season. How about this back staying on track and getting it in on the option?
And it hasn't mattered what they've called guys offensively all game long or who's been on the field, what personnel groupings there have been. They're simply executing at a higher level than this defense, and they're keeping their foot on the pedal here in the 4th quarter.
From a couple of yards deep, and the ball is loose on the return. It's recovered by the kicking team, and they'll steal a possession.
See a lot of that in practice. You don't do that because you don't want to get each other hurt. A lot of open field, big collisions, big forced fumble, big momentum play created.
Touchdown, Missouri State! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
Pure domination all game long for this offense. Whether they've been running the football, whether they've been throwing the football, critical down and distances, situationally all up and down the field. This defense has had no answer for these guys. What an impressive performance by the O.
Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Houston sending the offense back onto the field. Well, the good news about this drive, Jesse, it can't go worse than last time through a pick on the first play.
No, it certainly can't. I think one good way, David, to help your quarterback turn the page is just...
And the defense makes a play, sacking him back at the 10.
And, man, this offense just keeps trying to find something to go well. They're down so big. There's still time on the clock. Maybe they can put something together, but so far today, this has been ugly.
They'll run the screen. Oh, he's got some space. And works it to the 40-yard line. That'll be a first down.
You know, as the head coach of this team, this is one positive you're going to take away from this game, is that your players don't quit, and they're still willing to fight. There's obviously a lot of things they've got to iron out offensively, and we've seen that today. But I do love the grit they're showing here late, still trying to make plays.
This freshman quarterback is slinging it out there to pick up that first down. The give on the option. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe. 2nd and 7. Win with the running game on first down, now back at it. That will take us to the 2-minute timeout, and not much time left for this offense to put together a miracle. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. Looking to fire. Throws to the back. Right on the money. Brought down at the 28. A chunk play. 15 yards on that one and a first down.
And that's good enough for a first down.
To the air on first down. Pressure coming. And the quarterback is toast back at the 35. Timeout called here by the defense. It's the first one they've used this half. And the Cougars now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Trying to beat the D deep. Got it. Can't quite cross the plane to get the 6, but they'll have the first down. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. Houston has it with a first and goal. And he crosses the goal line and gets the touchdown, but way too little, way too late. But they still do count it for 6.
Yeah, and this offense.
And it's blocked. He picks it up. That's a live ball. The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Scanning the field, it's Page. Fires left. Picked off. What a play to set him up. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
Obviously, this game hasn't gone the way they would have liked, but coaches are always looking for positive moments and things that you can build on. How about that young man going out, getting an interception? Yeah, they're being blown out. They're probably not going to win this football game, but that is the type of play that as a coaching staff you can build on for next week's game.
The ball is down at the 14 after that grab. From the 14-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Wants to throw on first down. Fires into the end zone. And it's caught for a touchdown. They're going to play this one through to the end, but this is pretty much window dressing.
And a nice touchdown, continuing to fight, continuing to play. This one, it's pretty much over. Down multiple possessions this late in the football game. It would take a miracle, but nice job by this offense continuing to fight, push the ball down the field, make plays.
So here comes the Missouri State offense. Firmly in control of this game. We'll see if they just try to run out the clock and get out with a victory.
Everybody on offense here should feel really good about their performance today too, David. They had a really good game plan coming into this one, and they went out and they executed at a very high level.
Yeah, lights out, and this game's over. I'm interested to see the philosophy.
He's got it down the left. Off and running. The 10. And they're going to put another one into the end zone as they just keep piling points on the scoreboard.
And they just keep piling on the points. We've seen in big moments in this game, they have been able to step up and deliver, particularly on offense. Very impressive performance.
Here he comes with the return. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. First snap of this drive will come from their own 17. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. Grabbed in the backfield. It's Ware. They'll use the timeout. 6 seconds left on the clock. One more play to pad the stats. They'll go to work in the air on second down. And he's all bottled up, and now it's worse. The ball's loose. Touchdown Bears! This defense making a big play and putting it in the end zone.
And the defense comes with the blitz. Nice job getting to the quarterback. And don't just get there. Try to strip that football out. They get the QB to the ground. The ball's out. They scoop it up, take it all the way back to the house for 6.
Kickoff unit back to work, and they have been busy as they've built this sizable lead. And he'll bring it out of the end zone. No more room to run. They make the tackle right there, and the clock is at 0, and that's how this one will end. The old coaching cliche, go 1-0 every week, and for the first week, they get it done.